Thanks for staying with us. So joining us on the show is the chairman, Lagos State Independent Electoral Commission, Justice Ayotunde Phillips, retired. She will be speaking about the commission's level of preparedness for the next week's, this Saturday's local government polls in Lagos. We're going to talk about the process, the political parties, security, logistics, and other things. Welcome to the show, madam.
Thank you. Good morning.
Good to have you on the show. Now,
Thank you.
This weekend, obviously, elections are here, and it's important to know that indeed that it's going to be free and fair.
Yes.
Nigerians are worried about the rowdiness, the preparedness of not just INEC, but even the political parties. What have you done so far to ensure that everybody complies with the rules of the game?
Well, we have set out our guidelines since April. So for all the political parties to familiarize themselves with our guidelines. And chiefly, we've told them that they should be well-behaved during their campaigns. There should be no abusive language. Good. We spelled it out specifically. There should be nothing inciting, and they should respect one another. And so far, it's been fair.
Okay, so I have one thing, of course, when it comes to elections, we know pockets of violence here and there.
Yes.
And not just against those who are going to vote, even INEC officials. What are the specific things we've put in place, INEC has put in place to make sure that people are safe while they are casting their vote and when they leave?
Right. First of all, we're LASIEC, not INEC.
Yeah.
Okay.
INEC
Yes, of course,
INEC
Lagos.
is the federal,
yes.
and we're the state.
Yes.
We're very mindful of the security situation. I mean, we'll be foolish not to observe what has been happening all over the country. But so we've decided and we've agreed to work with all the security agencies in the country that are based in Lagos State. The police, which are the frontliners, civil defense, they come after, then the Department of State Security, the Army, the Navy, the Air Force, and Neighborhood Watch.
For election.
Yeah, it's very important, very, very important. And definitely Operation MESA, which is the Joint Task Force of the Armed Forces, they'll be very much in the background. The Armed Forces don't really like interfering in such matters, but because of the situation in the country now, they'll just be in the background, just in case anybody or there's any trouble, they'll show their force and, quickly remove and quell any disturbance. So we've been working with them. We have a security committee, which I chair, and we've been working with them. In fact, we're having our last meeting tomorrow to finalize, to dot our I's and cross our T's.
Fantastic.
Okay, ma, so in terms of logistics, how equipped and prepared are you with your papers that you need, materials, and also in light of COVID-19, what are some of the guidelines you put in place to ensure that people don't, touch each other?
Good question. In regards to our preparedness, we're about 95% there. The 5% remaining is for the sensitive materials, which we don't release until the day before, as the ballot papers and some other things. So we're virtually ready to go. COVID, very good question. We must observe all the COVID protocols as set out by the state government. So anybody coming to vote, please wear your mask. Be prepared to have your temperature taken at the polling unit. Asked to sanitize your hands. You'll be given a squirt of hand sanitizer, and then you proceed for the accreditation preparatory to voting. So everything, we're good to go. And amongst the security units, one of the officers, maybe the officer from Neighborhood Watch, but they will decide amongst themselves, because we'll have these security officers all over the place.
Social distancing.
Yes, so social distancing, I have mentioned it, and I'm just touching wood that we're not very good at queuing up.
Yeah, we're not.
And then when you now say, leave us space, well, we're going to
try those to draw out where they can stand? Because usually it helps, like at the malls, we tend to stand, when you know you have a designated spot to stand, you would stand there.
In all the polling units, we have over 8,000.
Wow, gotcha.
That's a lot of work.
So, I mean, and some of them are just on the street,
Yeah.
or in the corner of the street. Yes, so that would be difficult. We have not, let me not lie, we've not even thought about that, but maybe the SPO, the supervisory polling officer, or any officer there will just say, or one of the security officers will say, please move.
Ima, great.
Okay, so when you mentioned that, some of the agencies that will be working to make sure that there's security and, that the elections are safely done, I was wondering what level of force can be used, because every time you see people start to criticize that, that they were using guns or something to organize people. But we know the way we are, and we know that force is most times required when people go the extreme, trying to hijack, ballot boxes and a lot of other things that will be done. What exactly is the level that, the security agents working with you can go? What is the brief for them?
Oh, the brief for them, of course, is, well, when Operation Mesa comes in, definitely there's going to be force, because that's armed forces. The police don't carry guns to the polling units for obvious reasons. I mean, like, we don't want to scare people, right, and we don't want anybody getting trigger happy. So the policeman will just be there just to show that there's some level of authority, some security. And the same thing with the civil defense. But if it gets too bad and you have to call in Operation Mesa, then, I mean, all bets are off.
All right. I observed, and this is just before the elections, that we hardly saw any other party posters out there. It's just one party. I mean, you think it's only one party that is running for election in this state. Is there a reason for that, or do you, as an INEC, LASIEC in Lagos State, did they come to you to complain that they didn't allow them to post something? What exactly happened in Lagos?
I really don't know. I quite agree with you. I've only seen one party campaigning. In fact, I had to ask questions because, we know people in all the parties that, why aren't you people campaigning and saying, Mama, there's no money?
Wow.
And some say that they're doing house to house. Okay. Has anybody been to anybody's house?
No, but there's a possibility that, some party members, some party have more money and then they're stronger than the other.
Oh, definitely.
So I've seen other party posters around, but they're so minute, and then the next day I drive by, they've been taken down.
Wow.
So they're not as loud.
Yeah, so let's take it to that, but let me go on a break. I'd like to talk to those who take it down. What happens to them? We'll talk about that after the break. Stay with us. We'll be right back.
Stay tuned. Your View will be right back.
Thanks for staying with us. So we're talking about the posters earlier and people pulling down posters of other parties. Has that report come to you? And if it has, what has been done about it, or what was done about it?
I've not received any such report.
Okay.
And the only posters I've seen are along Ikorodu Road on my way into the office, and they're still there.
Okay, so my question is, and I'm wondering if you can talk about it. Right now everyone is talking about the electronic transmission.
Yes.
And I'm wondering if Lagos State has a problem with that, and if it's something that you're certain and confident that it can work in Lagos State, and do you think do you think it's something to be encouraged?
Oh, yes, definitely. Yeah. It's the only way to go from now forward when it comes to voting. E-voting is the best thing that ever. You can stay in your home or use your phone and vote. No stress, no lining up in the sun, no lining up in the rain. But it's very expensive.
Oh, is it more expensive?
Definitely, more than the paper thing.
Yeah, but let me take a follow-up on that.
So many systems have been put in.
What's being debated right now is not so much of the voting, it's the result transmission. So I would like to ask you, just a background on her question is, could you tell us the process? So you get to the polling unit, you do your accreditation. I'd like to know the process till the point where it gets to your own database or where you get the results. Could you give us the process?
You mean the process now?
Yes, now.
That we're going to use on Saturday?
Yes.
You get to the polling unit, you're accredited, go with your permanent voter's card or your temporary voter's card if you don't have your permanent voter's card. And then you're accredited, put your thumb. Don't worry if your thumbprint doesn't read your name. There's going to be an incident sheet where your name will be written down and your vote will still count. Then when you've done all that, you proceed to the other officer who will give you your ballot paper and mark your finger. Then you vote, come back out, put your ballot inside the bag, and you leave.
And then what do you do administratively?
Now, administratively, they're going to tabulate all the results. Now, some of the results will be in the card reader, the electronic card reader, and some will be on the incident sheet. The incident sheets are going to be collated along with, those won't go to the cloud. The one in the card reader will go to the cloud. INEC has the cloud, and then we'll get the results from there. That's the electronic bit we'll get.
Gotcha.
The other bit will be the manual.
Right.
So we're still operating both.
Yeah.
It's almost like an e-transmission.
Already,
Electronics.
yes. Because
Yes.
what you've thumbprint is going to go into cost. Now, that's from INEC, because we had to get the card readers from INEC. They have the infrastructure for all this. We don't. And they have the voters register. They have the power to handle that, collate that, amend that, update it. We don't have that power, so we have to work with them in that.
Just they wanted a backing, more
Legal
like a
backing.
legal backing for
Right.
it. But I wanted to ask, in terms of mobilization, did you get to have extra hands?
Oh,
aside
yes.
from the people working with the...
Oh, definitely.
Volunteers.
Thousands and thousands. I think we have to employ over 20,000 ad hoc staff.
Wow.
Right from returning officers, the collation officers, to the supervisory polling officers, the poll clerks, poll officers. We have a whole batch of them. It's an administrative nightmare. I tell you, it could be quite, well, you know, I think we're getting the hang of it now.
Right,
Yes.
right.
There are certain areas where we assume that elections are always easy, voting is always easy. So in my area, if you have your PVC, we usually go and register across the lagoon at Ibishi. So it's easier because there you can just come at the time, like to Shakara and just print and be going. But, you know, is it like that? Has it continued to be like that? Do you foresee that? And sometimes when ballots and all of those issues happen over there, it takes time to be reported on the mainland. So what exactly is it around these areas? I'm talking about the other
riverine areas.
The riverine areas, Oriba and all of that.
But those areas, they are a bit difficult because you have to cross water. But we're working with, again, working with the Nigerian Union of Transport. You know, they know, all their members, they know the nooks and crannies of the creeks. And then that's where the Marine Police come in and the Navy. The Navy will be patrolling that area to avoid anything untoward. And then the Marine Police inspect all the boats and they certify all the boats that we use. And they're at hand, just in case anybody falls out of the boat into the water and needs to be fished out. But
interesting.
We haven't had any such incidents yet, and we will not have.
Okay, man. All right. So what time should people get to the polling units, one? And secondly, I always hear that at some point they announce, okay, at this polling unit we have 120 votes, so everybody knows. So just in case they are now doing the final, you can always check the numbers once they get to the end.
When does voting start and when does it
end?
So that when it ends, we know the number that we have voted.
Yes.
It starts at 8 a.m. in the morning and ends at 3 p.m. in the afternoon. And there's going to be no movement on that day. For that period.
Yes.
The Lagos State government will soon make that announcement.
Okay, great. So after about 3 p.m., you can. So if you vote at 8 o'clock in the morning, you can come back about 3 p.m. just to find out. Okay, they've done collating to know the figure. So because everybody now we're all online. Everybody wants to take pictures. You know. So to be sure. And do you encourage citizen support, meaning they're sending you stuff just in case they see some hanky-panky going on?
They did
can
that
send you
last
stuff.
time. Oh yes.
Because they don't we don't want people sending it to social media. I would like them to send it to you to see, to investigate. But is there an opportunity to do that?
Yes. Yes. Okay. They have my number. I mean, I'm surprised all my numbers are out there in the domain. I mean, like, how do you get my numbers? Mommy, we have all your numbers. so, and I answer my call. Whoever calls me, crank calls and all, I answer them all. And I do get a lot of feedback. And I'm glad that happens because I hear a lot of things and I get to handle a lot of things before it gets out of hand.
Well, we have to wrap up with you, but I think it's been a pleasure.
Okay.
You're still active. May I ask you what your age, please? Is that okay?
I'll be 72 on Monday.
Wow.
Why?
Oh my God.
I think I look 80 already.
No, you don't. You don't. You look amazing.
Thank you.
Well, thank you so much. You're inspiring. You inspire us, right?
Yes.
We like to see people like you do so much work. You're still serving at 72. Wow. That's fantastic. Well done, madam.
Thank you so much.
So we wish you the best this weekend.
Thank you.
We hope that if we hear anything, we'll call you.
Please call me.
We'll call you.
You have my number, don't you?
See what's they're snatching ballot, especially Nima is the investigator. Her eyes are everywhere.
Okay.
Okay. All right.
I hope I don't hear from you then.
That'll be a good thing. Good news. All right. That's all we can take on this. When we come back, I told you, Nigerians have been discussing this matter that they sacked a pastor from a church. Your view hasn't discussed it too. Stay with us. We'll be right back.
Stay tuned. Your View will be right back.